Hey tubers, got a Proline Pro leaf blower here. I've had this one for a little while. I've had 2 or 3 so far. I've been picking them up for dirt cheap and selling them. You know, putting no more than 10-15 bucks into each one. So I do apologize for the wind in advance, but I'm just gonna kind of cover just normal things, normal wear that happens with these, how to prevent it, and something weird I've seen on every single one of these so far. Every single one I've ever gotten doesn't run, won't start, not even on starting fluid. It'll pop. You can get it to sometimes pop, 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 and that's pretty much it. But other than that, that's really all they do. They really just don't want to start, don't want to do anything, usually when I get them anyways. So what I end up having to do is pull this whole casing apart on it. What happens, as you can see here, the muffler's really loose, but the muffler itself is very tight against the engine. The actual cylinder has come loose from the bottom end. The jug itself has come loose, which is a really strange phenomenon. I've had, like I said, 2 or 3 of these so far, and every single one of them that I've had and worked on, I've had this very problem. And usually what I do is I'll rebuild the carburetors, put them all back together, tighten the cylinder back up. And I mean tight. Like, I will use a pair of pliers and an Allen wrench. Like, I would say maybe even close to stripping tight. Like, just super, super tight. And reassemble them, and they will start first pull every single time. They're wonderful weed eaters, as long as you can get them to run correctly. I usually tune them, get them to run at a higher RPM than they're designed to, so they push out more air. Get him to idle really smooth. I'll show you guys all that here in a second. Well, not here in a second, but here in a little bit. I gotta still disassemble this. I've got the nozzle here. Sorry, I can't see the camera very well today. I got the tube for it. This one's got less wear than my last one I just did and sold. I've actually got a guy coming for this one today, so I've got to get it pulled apart, fixed, and reassembled. Of course, I put them through testing and all that fun stuff. Put them through a good stress test. Just making sure where everything is on this so I can pull it apart, not have any issues. Alright, let's see. Need to pull the muffler off now. Yes, I know I'm working on dirt with the engine open and such. A lot of people dog on me for that, but really and truly, it's just fine. I'm not picking the dirt up and pouring it into the cylinder. I'm not, I'm making sure I don't get anything in it. I'm careful. I have a lot of guys, oh, why would you work on a carburetor in dirt? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I keep it clean. So, plus I really don't have a shop to work out of, per se. And I'd rather work outside anyways. I should just get like a nice working table I can work on, like a desk or something. Something that can be rained on. Alright, muffler's off. Gasket's off. As you can see, if you can see this down in the cylinder, here, I'll pull you off real quick. See if it'll focus there. Here we go. As you can see there, I'm going to rotate it a little bit. There's no scoring in that cylinder whatsoever. Like, it looks brand new. Piston ring looks wonderful. Piston ring looks wonderful. Everything looks great. These are good engines. The one I just sold, actually, I sold it with a heavy mix of oil in it, just to make sure everything's okay. You know, it's going to run really hard for the first little while, just to get it kind of, I don't know, broken in again. There's like a foam piece there. Wow, that was great. Anyways, so this whole section, this whole engine just pops out now without anything more. I take that back. I do need to pull this piece off. And where's my ratchet? Guess I'll just use an adapter. I do have to say, I do not like working on this type of dirt, though. It is my least favorite place to work because it's so dang dirty. But for some reason I know why. I was working on the dirt bike. I have a dirt bike I'm working on. It's a Suzuki RL250. You'll see videos of that. But I was working on that over here, and then I needed to get the first one. What I do is I'll usually post up stuff for sale online and different things like that, and when people say they want to come out and take a look at it, that's when I go ahead and buy their carb kits and rebuild them fresh, like a day or two before they come and see it. It is a fresh carburetor, everything's brand new, and they run just like a dream. So because I'd rather do it that way, because if I built it, I'm gonna leave it there. If I built it, you know, and maybe a year later I finally sell it, that carburetor's not fresh anymore. I'd rather know that it's fresh, ready to go right then. This one's got a lot less hours on it. The other one that I just sold, like I said, had a lot more hours on it. This one still looks brand new. Like, the fan is nice and clean on it. All the cylinder walls, everything looks great inside it. Alright, so let me show you the problem here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But this one, the last one, the other one I fixed, was really bad. I don't even know how I was getting that one to actually pop or turn over or do anything. But let's see. Almost seems like these bolts are just a little too long or something. I'm gonna tighten that one up a little bit. Go to this one. Tighten it up a little bit. See, now this is what I kind of found with the other one. That one was really loose and one was really tight. Still tighten them up. Thankfully it's a big Allen wrench, so I'm not worried about stripping the bolt out. I can just tighten it up as tight as I possibly can. Alright, that's probably good. And as you can see now, that cylinder head's nice and tight. The compression rate has gone way up. This one's got better compression than the other one did too. reassemble it. Well, you saw the disassembly. It just goes in reverse. I'll turn the camera back on when I start putting it all, or when I put the new, fresh, rebuilt carburetor on it. You know how it all goes back together. And then we'll try starting it up for the first time. Cool. Tubers. Alright, it's back together again. Let's see, full throttle, full choke. Let's prime it up. It had a whole bunch of water sitting in the gas tank. Tried to flush as much of it out as I could. I'm gonna guess that there's probably... in fact, I can see water in the fuel line. Alright, stop mid-sentence there. I can see water in the dang fuel line. We'll see if it'll run with it. I got some Startron in there. It helps with that phase separation. So, see if she'll start. Don't have the muffler on it yet, so. No pop, no nothing. Just choke it up by hand and see. Let's get that muffler on there. Do you guys ever like everybody starts, is listening to the newest, hippest type of music. You ever go back to what you kind of grew up on, whether it was country or rap or whatever? It always brings back good memories. I always do that. Totally, absolutely random subject, but just been listening to a lot of music today that I used to listen to when I was younger. I grew up on just about everything, so there's not much music I don't like. Alright, let's start it back up again. A little quieter. I was seeing if it would shut off. Lesson for you guys. Listen to how it runs on the high end. First I'm going to go a little too rich, and then I'm going to first I'm going to go a little too rich on the high end, then I'm going to go too lean on the high end, and you'll hear. So first is rich, then it's lean. Just to let you guys see what the difference is. Come on. Okay, so I went rich, then lean, then rich again. And what the difference is when it's running too rich, you're going to hear kind of a guttural. It's kind of spitting up. It's kind of brrr, and you'll hear it out of the exhaust side usually, and it's it's a deeper sound. Hopefully you guys could hear it, but it's just trying to think of a really good way to explain it. It's I guess technically it's called four-stroking. It's when it's only firing every so often, but it's making that noise a lot. It's going grrr. But then when you start going on the lean side of things, you don't hear it in the exhaust at all. You actually hear it in the carburetor, and you'll hear the carburetor start to. It sounds like it's getting more throttle, like that. And what it's doing is, I'll try to explain it the way I think it is, and then I'll explain it better. But I think the noise that you're hearing is, well, there's less fuel mix going into the air, which is letting more sound out, which makes it that sound on this side of it. That's what I think that sound is anyways, because when there's a heavier mix there, it's not making as much noise. Also, it's not having to draw so much air in to try to keep it running. And that's, I guess, the actual reason. But we'll start her up again here. Alright, what I was doing there is when I tune these carburetors from factory, sorry for the wind again, from factory, these weed eaters and leaf blowers, I found the same way, they are made to either run a little too lean or a little too rich. And I'll tune them so, because there's, let's see, I'm going to draw this on the ground in the dirt, see if I can explain it. I don't have a piece of paper with me. So here's this line and this line, and then over here and over there, this is too lean and that is too rich. And there's an area here that it's going to run the best in, which I've got it tuned right now. But you can tune it, down here, and it's still going to run really good. Or you can tune it up here and it's going to run better. A lot of people usually aim for the middle. I'll usually aim for, just about here. You don't want to be right at that rich area, but you want to be almost too rich. But it's like when you start richening it up a little more, and then it starts making that sputtering noise, I back it off just a little bit, usually about a quarter of a turn. And that makes it so it's running on the rich side of running really well, and that'll allow the engine to have enough oil and to have enough fuel to run it, and you shouldn't have any issues. And later on down the road, when the carburetor starts destroying itself, it'll still continue to run. It'll still run all right. And like I was saying, most weed eaters and leaf blowers, sometimes they're tuned too rich and sometimes they're tuned too lean. And the ones that are tuned too lean drive me nuts, because you might buy a brand new weed eater and have it not run or start the next season or the season after. And that's just because it's tuned poorly and you're probably using ethanol fuel in it. For those of you about ethanol, I know there's a few users out there, oh, ethanol is no problem, blah, 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 blah. For this style of carburetor, or really any carburetor anywhere, ethanol is not a good thing. It causes a lot of varnish, a lot of issues, a lot of problems. On all equipment, I've been seeing this come out lately, on especially Briggs and Strattons. All the caps are starting to say don't run fuel with more than 10% ethanol. And that should go for everything. If you can get ethanol-free fuel, that is the very best. As you can see, my cats come say hello. But if you can get ethanol-free fuel, that is the very best. That's actually what I have here in this little container. Is ethanol-free fuel. It's what I run in my snowmobiles. That's what I run in everything that I can afford to put it in. It is more expensive. It's 88 octane, but it's the same price as premium. It's a lot better. You get more power out of it. My dad actually runs it in his brand new car that is designed to run straight ethanol, and he sees a huge difference in it. He runs that ethanol-free stuff, and he gets a lot better fuel mileage. Lots better fuel mileage and a lot better power. Like, there's no lag, there's no problem in his car at all. So I'm going to go ahead and install this air filter and air cleaner and tune it one more time, and then put the exhaust cover back on it. Take the price tag off it. I picked this one up for $3 at kind of a local thrift shop. But I hope you guys enjoyed. The carburetor actually ended up not being bad. If I remember right, when I got this, I put a carb kit into it, and I pulled the diaphragm off just to check it, and it was not crispy in any way whatsoever. Like, I actually got it right here. I pulled the diaphragm out of the other one, and as you can see, it bends very well. It moves and flexes just fine, and I could have tuned it and got it to run off of that. But I want people to know the pieces of equipment that I sell have the best of the best. This has a good carb kit in it. I wasn't going to replace it. This other diaphragm I just showed you, if that was mine personally and I wasn't going to sell it, I would run it until it was dead. But I'm selling it, so I'm going to make it as the best I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I didn't talk too much. Or tell too many stories. I know some of you guys get annoyed by that, so hope you guys have a good one. If you guys want to see any videos, any video requests or anything, just let me know. And if you've left me a video request in the past and I haven't done it yet, just let me know again. I forget easily. See you, tubers. Bye.